take this as permission. If you have a Twitch stream or you want to use my music in one of your videos or something, this is your permission. Go ahead and use the music.
Hello again, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic, and I thank you for joining me again today. All right, I have a request to check out I Cant Sleep by MacDonald. This one isn't too old, but I haven't heard it yet. So without further ado, let's check it out, shall we?
I've been running out of different ways to pass time. The devil's work is done by idle hands, and I've been bored since last night. Jump into the whip and start to drive like it's my last ride. Looking for a bridge where I can crash, see if I can't fly. Hit my head against the wall till I got black eyes. Sitting on the sofa drinking soda, watching plants die. It's stupid, but I'm scared that I might lose it, and I can't cry. The devil smells the tears, and he been chilling here, don't ask why. The garbage can been full and hella pizza boxes stacked high. Hit the Ativan and now I'm anxious on my damn mind. Got 80 grand in clothing, a couple chains and a rad life, but all I'm really after was happiness money can't buy. I'm stressing every second to drop a record my fans like. Puking from the pressure, I'm throwing up like some gang signs. I'm standing on a mountain that an average man can't climb, waiting for an avalanche and landslide. I can't sleep, I'm out of my head.
Yeah, I think that he has hinted at this before, and even had a lot of this stuff in some of his past songs, that, you know, he is somebody who doesn't like to be idle. And he was saying something about, you know, the devils at work have been bored since last night. It's like he is that type A personality that needs to be like doing something to keep busy, to keep his mind from spinning. And I think that's a lot of people with anxiety, or who struggle with anxiety and depression. That is one of their main issues, is that when you stop and you're idle, your brain starts what-ifing. And so he, knowing what he's been through and the life that he lived before, he's like, I cannot go back to that. So I need to make this music that keeps my fans happy. And so he's putting all this weight on his shoulders. And he knows that the money and the fame are great, but that's not truly what makes you happy. So it's like that vicious circle of trying to find that happy ending, but in doing so, you never really get to the core issue. I deal with it all the time. And while I can manage it pretty well, some days are better than others. And I certainly don't have that kind of stress on my shoulders. Everybody loves Tom, and I think most of us are always like, slow down, man, take a vacation. But he feels like he can't do that.
An avalanche and landslide. I can't sleep, I'm out of my head. I'm losing my mind and no one understands. Whoa. And I can't breathe, I'm over the edge. I'm dying inside, I'm afraid how this might end. Whoa. And I'm running out of ways to fight the bad thoughts. I can't stop. Cigarettes are filling up the empty cans and plant pots. I tried to keep my demons locked away with chains and padlocks. They found a way to break out of the cage and they won't back off. Every day I call my parents, me, my mom and dad talk. I tell them that I'm fine, but it all changes when I hang up. There's whiskey in the cupboard, I've been trying to keep my hands off. It's calling to me every day like, come on Tom, let's have shots. Mansions in my head, I hop the fence into the backyard. Looking through the windows at all the rooms that my past haunts. Filling up my laptop with last words and chat logs. There's ashes on my mattress cause I smoke until I crash hard. Think I lost my mind, I'm trying to find it in these sad songs. I'm following my footprints but the tracks stop. I'm fighting with the devil, bet he didn't think I'd last long. But I ain't backing down, I'ma stand strong. I can't sleep.
And I think a lot of us do that, right? We are on the phone with people that we're supposed to be able to confide in, and we just say everything is fine. And then you hang up and you're like back in your thoughts. But, you know, I mean, he does have a wonderful family behind him. I think there's just a lot of things that you feel like you can't talk about with your family, maybe. He's also got these other things that he has struggled with that a lot of people don't. Alcoholism, drug use. So there's all these demons, not just the stress of work or the stress of making music, but the stress of, I used to do this when I was stressed, that he doesn't do anymore, that he can't do anymore because that's the end of the road. But, I think he's getting better as he goes along and he's finding better ways to deal with it. I think he's said before that he's in therapy. And I think it's super important for people that have had addictions to things, have somebody who's not related to you or super close to you that you can really spill that to and not feel like you're going to be judged. And I think that's a lot of the reason maybe why people don't talk to their family or their friends, because they feel like they're going to be judged. But I do have that one friend that I could tell anything to, and I know she won't judge me. And I think probably for Tom, it's probably Brandon, and of course Nova.
He didn't think I'd last long, but I ain't backing down, I'ma stand strong. I can't sleep, I'm out of my head, I'm losing my mind and no one understands. Whoa, and I can't breathe, I'm over the edge, I'm dying inside, I'm afraid how this might end. Whoa, my mind is racing, I'm going crazy. I wanna hide in my bed. I think that maybe something can save me, but I don't know what that thing is. I can't sleep.
That is something I think that many people with anxiety or depression deal with. There's something that can save me, but I don't know what it is. And for myself, ever since I had my liver surgery, I've had this, I would not call myself a hypochondriac, but every little thing that happens to me now, I sit there and I stew about it and I wonder, maybe it's another tumor, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And there's got to be some answer. I'm always looking for an answer on why this new little thing has happened, or this new little health thing has happened, or this little ache has popped up. And so the what ifing, once again, starts, and you're like, there's got to be a reason for this. I have to find an answer. And at times it can be very frustrating, very overwhelming, and super annoying to have to live like that. So yes, I absolutely 100% can understand what he's going through here. There isn't always an answer. Only you can do it, because our minds are a very powerful thing, and they can tell us that there's something happening, or they can tell us that something is true when it actually is not true.
Out of my head, I'm losing my mind and no one understands. Whoa, and I can't breathe, I'm over the edge, I'm dying inside, I'm afraid how this might end. Whoa.
The best advice I ever got was just don't worry about it. I'm being completely sarcastic, I hope you know. There are a lot of people that can't understand, unless you have walked in somebody else's shoes or you have dealt with this, it's 100% impossible to even have an inkling of what it's like. I remember after my second daughter was born and I had severe anxiety and panic attacks, and my mom had absolutely no clue. And years later, after she had a stroke and thank goodness is recovered, she said, I am so sorry. I had no idea what you were going through. And it wasn't until I went through my own anxiety of staring death in the face and being unable to stop thinking about it. It wasn't until then that I realized how awful and how tough what you were going through was. So that was kind of her mantra back in the day was, yeah, just get up and just get out there. And then we're just gonna take care of that and don't worry about it. And, that was the way that she lived her life. She had never known anything different. And I think if you don't know anything different, a lot of people will look at you and think, like, what's the big deal? You can't explain it to them. They won't understand. So I try to tread lightly. I try not to be too judgmental. I think that's why it's so important for Tom to be able to do songs like this. This is part of his therapy. And he gets the support of his fans because of stuff like this. There's so many people who do understand. That's what keeps him going. He realizes that he really is helping people, and I think he gets help in return. So thank you for the request to check this song out. As usual, it was more than just music. Tom always has great messages in his songs, and it always leaves you with food for thought. So thank you for joining me again, and as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.